The reality is, and that in many cases, not in all parts of the country, but in many cases, yes, a vote for reform is going to remove a candidate who is an ardent Brexiteer. A lot of people who are campaigning and want us to rejoin the European Union are deliberately indicating to people, to the whole of the British people, that everything that's going bad in this country is because of Brexit. So some businesses, you can always find a business that's suffered. Brexit brought about change. So there will be those. But there are a lot of businesses who have benefited. Our exports to the European Union since the referendum have gone up by 28%.
Listening to Henry talk about that, for starters, yes, our exports went down during the pandemic. They've risen since. And even Rishi Sunak has admitted that the reason why UK export growth has not risen as much as other similar countries is because of Brexit. So the Prime Minister who delivered Brexit is complaining about Brexit and blaming it for our problems with our trade. And no, nobody is saying that all the problems we're facing is because of Brexit, but Brexit is making pretty much all the problems we're facing worse and worse than they had to be. For example, the Bank of England says that Brexit has increased food prices by at least 6%. The British Chamber of Commerce, they surveyed British businesses and found that 56% of UK businesses have found it harder to sell to the EU because of Brexit. The Nuffield Trust, one of the biggest medical charities in the UK, said that Brexit has made it harder to employ medical staff and made medicines more expensive. So it's making all areas of our life worse. And this idea of you can't have a reform candidate standing here because it'll make it harder for the Tory candidate, and the Tory candidates are the only ones that can be trusted with Brexit. Both reform and the Tories hate Brexit. Nigel Farage said Brexit has failed. He says we haven't benefited economically from Brexit. One of the MEPs of the Brexit Party, now the Reform Party, said that he was going to take the UK government to the Supreme Court because Brexit is actually worse than remaining. The Tories, on the Tory side, as I said, Rishi Sunak blamed our poor exports on Brexit. Kemi Badenoch herself said that Brexit has been especially traumatic for the car industry. You had Bernard Jenkin, who said that people are leaving London because their prospects and career prospects are worse than they were before we left the EU. The Tories know Brexit is hurting us. The Reform Party knows Brexit is hurting us, and it's a failure. The country as a whole wants us done with Brexit because the majority would vote to rejoin the EU. This isn't a debate anymore because all sides agree that it's hurting us.